Welcome to my Asshole Podcast. Let's get into it. Welcome to my Asshole Podcast. Let's get on into today's Tuesday episode. And today's episode is going to be a little toxic, if you know what I mean. Today's thread is, what was the moment you realized your partner was toxic? Oh, baby. We're going to get into some juiciness today, all right? Hopefully you guys are ready. All right, so what was the moment you realized your partner was toxic? When I noticed I was happier when they weren't around. Left the moment I realized loneliness with peace was better than company with chaos. Facts. Oh my goodness. Like, when you start to realize that, like, being by yourself is kind of the bee's knees, a lot of times, man, you just stop tolerating so much bullshit. And it's not even in just relationships. It's in everything. You start going to work, not tolerating the bullshit. You start going out with friends, not tolerating the bullshit. Like, bro, you just stop tolerating the bullshit. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. You just stop tolerating the bullshit. It is so nice. Oh, man, facts. All right, what was the moment you realized your partner was toxic? Caught him cheating 2 weeks before the wedding, and he tried the "you'll never find someone else who is willing to put up with your" line, or put up with you line. He was like, "You'll die alone and get eaten by your cats." I walked away right then, and I'm sure you found somebody. Like, come on, man, what are we talking about here? Like, if I'm being straight with you, all right? If I'm being straight with you, it is like a woman, especially nowadays, it is never going to be a situation where they will die alone and never find someone. Nah, it's just not going to happen. Like, women nowadays got so much choice. It's insanity. They have so many options. It's insanity. And it's just the way it goes, man. And I ain't mad about it. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. It's like, as a dude, you can't really say that. You just can't. You can't really say that type of shit, because it's like, bro, you know, she could literally just get another dude tomorrow if she really wanted to. I mean, now, is it going to be a quality dude? No. But she can get another dude. I'm just saying, like, bro. Hey, man. That's crazy, though. Cheating 2 weeks before marriage is wild. Like, bro, if you didn't want to get married, you should have just said so. Like, damn. All right. What was the moment you realized your partner was toxic? I knew he was toxic the night he read my message while I was asleep, and then cried till 5 a.m. accusing me of cheating. I walked away. Then I realized I was apologizing for things I never even did. I mean, were the messages like back? Because look, all right, let's be straight. Let's be straight here. If the messages made the dude cry, it would make me feel as if you were probably doing something you weren't supposed to be doing. And I think in this instance, maybe you were the toxic one. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because look, if he went through it and then felt dumb about it, okay, all right, I'd be on your side at this point. I'd be like, yep, toxic guy, most definitely. But if he went through it and it hurt him to a point where he was crying, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe it was you. You might have been saying some shit or doing some shit you wasn't supposed to be doing. I wonder what was said in these messages that he read. That way we'd be able to give a better, analysis, if you will, if I'm being straight, because I don't know, man. I don't know. All right, on to the next one. What was the moment you realized your partner was toxic? Often people notice toxicity when they start losing confidence or feel like they're walking on eggshells. Leaving typically follows. All right, man. Nobody cares about your little virtue signaling. What was the moment you realized your partner was toxic? I noticed he was toxic when I realized I was isolated from my family and friends, when I was the only breadwinner and he brought nothing to the table except complaints about how I didn't pay him enough attention or affection because I worked day and night to support a fucking leech. Sad excuse of a man. Facts. Bruh. I don't know how these dudes are getting in relationships. I mean, at the same time, I kind of do know how they're getting in relationships because they're Chads. You know what I mean? They're Chads. They're good looking dudes, you know, and then she's just like, he'll get better later on, and then he never gets better, and then she's stuck taking care of this nigga. You know, I know how these dudes get into relationships, but it's just like, bruh, you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like, you date this dude, but a dude who is like working on himself and on his way up, you won't touch that guy with a 10-foot pole. You know, but I digress. I guess it's just because if that dude who's on his way up and all that kind of stuff was a Chad, then it'd be the looks most of the time. That's what I really think it'd be. It'd be the looks most of the time. These are good looking dudes, and she's just like, you know, he'll straighten up eventually. He'll get there, and he never does. All right. What was the moment you realized your partner was toxic? I'd been battling depression for years, and our marriage had been not great for even longer than that. I also struggled with fatigue and was drinking more than I probably should. Woo! I walked away after our marriage counselor made an offhand remark that some couples just are better off separating, which was an epiphany from me. And on the drive home, I made up my mind to leave. A few weeks later, I was gone. Meaning my depression was gone. I haven't touched antidepressants in well over a decade. Now my fatigue was suddenly far more manageable, and I don't drink anymore. It's not that I've made an effort to not drink. I just don't feel the need. Literally every aspect of my life improved, and it wasn't until after I left that I realized how toxic she was. Yeah, man. Sometimes, and it's one of those things where I think some people, they just like rush into the relationship because, you know, they're so in love and they're, oh my God, this person is my world and my everything. And then later on down the years, they realize, man, this person sucks, bro. This is terrible, you know? And so, yeah, that's got to be tough, if I'm being honest with you. That's definitely got to be tough because it sucks to think like, yeah, this person is, you know, great and awesome, and you marry them, and then it's like, damn, this person is not great and awesome. This person kind of sucks. It's only in those situations that you really start to realize, like, whoa, this is what I was getting myself into? Damn, if I would have known, you know? Man, yeah. Damn, we get a lot of those scenarios on the show. All right, what was the moment you realized your partner was toxic? When within weeks of starting college, he was threatening suicide. Wow, bro, come on, man. Then purposely took a year off work to rack debt up in revenge. Once he had to get a job, he cheated on me and tried to kick me out of the apartment. Oh, and also made a drunken fool of himself at a college party of mine. The guy was an absolute wreck of a person, but I kept hoping he would pull himself together. Eventually, I slowly woke up to him trying to kick me out. Finally triggered the switch from I want to protect this person to this person is a danger to my health and safety. Man, I say it all the time. You ladies need to stop getting gaslit into the whole, oh my God, if you leave me, I'm going to kill myself. You need to just be like, hey man, you need some help, but I'm leaving. You know what I mean? And your next move is to just contact these people, like his friends, his family, whatever it may be. Contact them and be like, hey, so-and-so is thinking about ending their lives because our relationship is over and I broke up with them for XYZ reasons. Just, you know, make sure to check in on them. Make sure they're good, blah, 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 whatever. But I can't keep doing this. Bro, because I see this time and time again. where women will stay because dude sits there and he says, "Oh, I'm gonna kill myself if you leave." Like, bro, no. No, you need to leave. All that is manipulation, man. He's just manipulating you to stay in the relationship as long as possible. And once he feels like he's got you, he's going to go back to the fuck shit, man. Oh, I say it all the time. I say it all the time. Do not let these dudes guilt trip you into that. Like, you tell them, hey, do what you gonna do. And a lot of women sit there and they say, oh, but I feel like what if they go through with it, then I have to live with that and I feel like it was my fault. And it's like, no, that was a decision that they made. That's a decision they made for themselves. You didn't do anything to make them do that. All right, that is a decision that they put on themselves. And of course, that's why I always say you reach out to their friends and their family and let them know that that's something that they want to do, so that way these people can get help, or they at least have people looking out for them, checking in on them, whatever it may be, but you never should put that life choice on yourself. You leave, you do what you need to do to get away from that bad situation. And again, if he wants to do all that, that's his business. Yeah, I mean, that's his business doing all that. It's crazy to me that a lot of women, they do put themselves in that precarious position, because I'm like, bro, no, you do not have to be put in that position at all. All right. What was the moment you realized your partner was toxic? There was a constant need for attention and validation, and if I wasn't there for her immediately, she would manipulate me and continually demean me. It took me years to finally end things. Yeah, because she was probably very attractive. Yes, how I was getting on homegirl about, him being a Chad, and that's why she was taking care of him. It's the same way the other way around. Very attractive women, they constantly need attention, and when your attention ain't enough, they're gonna go other places to get it. And bro. Those are the type of girls that you just don't want to date, because they are the most exhausting creatures on the planet. Oh my goodness. It's like if you've ever watched the TV show Fairly Odd Parents, right? And Timmy has been wanting to date Trixie for so long. And then in one episode, he finally gets to date Trixie. Finally gets to date her, and he's like, yes, I got the most beautiful girl in school. She's my girlfriend, all this. This is amazing. And what was the famous line that she would always say? She would say, tell me I'm pretty. Tell me I'm pretty. Tell me I'm pretty. She would say that all the time to where until it got on Timmy's nerves. And nigga realized, wait a minute, maybe I don't want to date this girl. Maybe I don't want to be with her. Maybe she's not all it's cracked up to be. Yeah, that is dating a very attractive woman in the big 2025. Because Instagram and you just do it out on the street, all of this, it's a culmination of when attractive women get a lot of attention and compliments and stuff like that. When they get a boyfriend, well, they want their boyfriend to pretty much give them the level of validation that all those other dudes were giving them. And it just doesn't work that way. That gets exhausting. It gets tiring. It gets to a point where, the guy himself feels like, bruh, why is my attention and love never enough? You need more. So, yeah, man. Woo! But I guarantee you the reason why he put up with it and was like, oh, for so many years I dealt with it, because she was hot. That's what it was. Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing with old girl. She didn't get rid of homeboy, for so long, and was taking care of that bum because she sat there and was like, he's hot. He's a Chad. Come on now. All right. What was the moment you realized your partner was toxic? When I constantly justified their behavior, but at the same time I walked around feeling guilty, I realized that this was not love, but emotional exhaustion. It was scary to leave, but staying was even scarier. Yeah, girl. Yeah, man. There some people, they love a person so much and they care for them so much where they do this. They kind of justify it like, oh no, yeah, I understand that he was doing this, but he did it for a good reason. I'm sure there was good, and it's a thing where if you gotta justify their reasoning for doing certain things, majority of the time, yeah, it's the reason is not worth it. Yeah, sadly. So again, it's one of those things where it's just like, if you put yourself in that position where you're justifying for your partner, odds are it's time to go. That relationship is just not going to last any longer. It is not going to be in your best interest, and it's not going to be healthy for you, the individual, sadly. And I've never, maybe I've been in those kind of relationships. I'm not 100% sure, but I know that there have been times, I'm sure, where I've been in a relationship where I've justified a girl's, bad behavior or shitty, thing that she did. And I'm sure friends of mine and family members of mine look at it like, bro, what are you doing? Like, why are you justifying this shit behavior, But yeah, that's a big one. Once you start justifying that behavior, bro, that's when the relationship's cooked. All right, what was the moment you realized your partner was toxic? When I realized that no matter how much I loved him or how much he loved me, the addiction would always win in the end. Oh, it took 3 heartbreaking tries before I realized I needed to save the rest of my own life. Yeah, man. Woo! I don't know how or why people get into relationships with people who do drugs, who just do drugs in general. All right, I'm not even saying they're addicted. I'm not saying that they have this or that or whatever. I'm just saying that they do drugs in general. Like, for me personally, I don't tolerate that when it comes to women. Like, if I date a girl and I find out that she does drugs, I'm good. I'm good off you. You know what I mean? I am good. I'll be gone, because I know where that's going to lead. And I know it's a thing where when I'm in a relationship with you, I'm going to be dating two different types of people. One is the normal you, and then the other is on drugs you. And on drugs you, a lot of times, you don't realize, all right, I'm going to just be straight up, you're a hoe. All right, let's be straight. And how do I know this? Is because I think in the beginning of this year, I want to say it was the beginning of this year, if I remember correctly, I was seeing a girl, and she was a nice girl, super sweet. We met on Instagram, we linked up, we had a good little date, and, it was nice. It was great. We were texting every day, having a good time. And, she wanted to go to a rave, and I thought that was fun. I was like, ooh, that's cool. I don't generally go to raves. I don't really do that. I've been to a rave maybe one time, maybe twice. And, I was like, it's cool. It is what it is. But she wanted to go. And so I was like, I'm so down for it. So I went with her and a bunch of her friends and stuff. And I thought it was really cool. And we had a good time until, so here's how it went. Like, we met up there. And it was cool. We met up. We had a good time. We were looking for her friends. We found her friends. And I was like, okay, cool. We found her friends. And I got to meet her friends. We were walking around looking at all the different sets and cool stuff. Because, we went to Escape. So everybody was in costumes. And there was all kinds of different stuff going on. And I was just like, dude, this is so cool. This is a lot of fun. And then I didn't know that her and her friends were doing the Coca-Cola, and I only found out until she whispered. She was like, oh my god. And I was like, you good? And she was just like, oh, I just took like the biggest bump of cocaine ever. And I was like, oh wow, okay. And right then and there, it was like all of my interest for her was just gone. It was gone. It was just gone. And then on top of that, we were watching one of her favorite artists. And, we were there having a good time, whatever. I was already just like, I can't wait to go home. I was so done with this day. Like, I was having a great time, having fun with her. And then the moment she told me that, I was like, I'm done. I'm good. I don't even want to be here with you anymore. I am literally not going to talk to you anymore after this night, if I'm being straight with you. And so then, what further pissed me off is that, she's high and doing whatever. And so then, I kind of wanted to keep the facade of like, hey, I'm having fun, because I was like, I'm here, we're probably going to be here for another couple hours. Let me just enjoy the night. And so this, her favorite artist comes on or whatever. And I was like, hey, you should get on my shoulders so that way you can like take a good video of the artist that you've been waiting all night to see. And she was like, oh no, I'm good. And I was like, are you sure? And she's like, yeah, I'm good. I'm like, okay, cool, no problem, whatever. And then seconds later, and it wasn't even like a minute. It's like seconds later, some random dude that she doesn't know, I don't know, none of her friends know, is just like, hey, want to get on my shoulders? And she's like, sure. And I'm like, wow. And that right there proved to me why people who do hardcore drugs in general, I'm not just going to say women, but people who do hardcore drugs in general, you're dating two different types of people. Or, you know what I mean? Or you're talking to, or you're seeing, or whatever, because when she wasn't on, drugs and stuff, she wasn't like that. She wouldn't go up to some random fucking dude and be like, yo, let's dance, or let me get on your shoulders, or whatever. No, she wouldn't be like that. But since she's on these drugs and under the influence of them, she didn't care. And then, I stopped talking to her, and then she wondered why I stopped talking to her. And I'm like, dude, I stopped talking to you because you do fucking hardcore drugs. Like, I'm not going to sit here and tolerate somebody who does hardcore drugs. And then on top of that, when you were on said hardcore drugs, you sat there and you got on some random dude's shoulders right after I had asked you and you said no. And then she wants to sit there and be like, oh, I forgot, I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure you did forget. I'm sure you did, because you were on hardcore drugs, and that's the exact reason why I can't trust you. You know what I mean? Because if I can't trust the person that I'm going to be dating and being with, what's the point? You know what I mean? What is the point? If I can't trust you because you're a different person on drugs, I'm not going to sit there and tolerate that kind of relationship. It's insanity. So that's why I look at it like, anytime somebody is doing hardcore drugs and you want to get into a relationship with them, that relationship is cooked. It is done. You need to walk away from that person immediately. Because if you don't, you're in for a rude awakening. Just like this girl. Because I guarantee you, she started seeing a lot of that. I guarantee you. Man. All right, this is going to be the last one for this thread, and then we'll get into announcements and scenarios. So, what was the moment you realized your partner was toxic? He pushed my sexual boundaries, and then he got upset with me when I got scared. He made it about his rejection and told me he didn't know how we could move past it. And then he looked me in the face and told me he could not be kind to me when he was hurt. Okay. During an hour-long conversation where he said we needed to take our relationship down to the bare minimum while he tried to forgive me, he spoke to me with enough contempt to make me scared of what would happen in the future. I ended it the next day. Yeah, because this dude kind of sounds like the type of guy that, like, if he doesn't get his way, he would get physical with you. Like, he's not afraid to punch a girl. Like, that is kind of scary shit. Like, if a dude is at a point where you are getting the feeling that homeboy could literally give you a knuckle sandwich, then yeah, that is somebody that you should definitely not be dating, because he'll do it one day. There'll be a day where he's just mad. Woo! Where he'll be mad and just out of nowhere, just mink, and you're like, yeah, bro. That was good that you got out of that one, because, dudes like that, woo, I would never condone hitting a woman ever, bro. Ever, ever, ever. That is some crazy shit. But there are dudes out there that will. And he was definitely a good example of one of them. I ain't gonna lie to you. He was definitely a good example of one of them. Man. All right, so that's going to go ahead and be that the end of that thread, man. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have a situation where a previous partner was toxic, definitely let me know down in the comments, all right? I gave you guys my story of a toxic girl. So, yeah, let me know when you guys have had a toxic partner or somebody you were talking to was toxic or whatever the case may be. All right? Let's hop through announcements super quick so we can get right on into the scenarios for today sent in by you lovely people. I do have an important announcement when it comes to Patreon. So, I found this out like yesterday, which was really cool. Okay, this is some cool shit. So, on Patreon, patreon.com/MileyAsshole podcast, $3 a month gets you exclusive episode every single Friday. And if you pay for Patreon, I have a link down in the description where if you are a Patreon member and you've signed up, you're either on the 7-day free trial or you're a full paid member, you can listen to the Patreon episodes on Spotify. I did not know that. I did not know that you can listen to all the Patreon episodes, all of them. You can listen to all the Patreon episodes on Spotify. There's a link down in the description. It will say Patreon Spotify link. And if you are a Patreon member, you can click that link and you can listen to all the episodes there, all the audio versions of it. Because I know some people are like, I would love to do the Patreon, but I don't want to have to go on Patreon in order to listen to the episodes. And I totally agree with that. I'm totally, with that. That's fine. I know some people sign up just to support, and I appreciate that too. But for you people who enjoy listening to the episodes on Spotify, if you want to join the Patreon, you can then listen to all the episodes on Spotify. So you can listen to all the Patreon episodes on Spotify, whether you're on the 7-day free trial or you're a full paid member. That is super cool. That is something I didn't know about. I literally found that out yesterday, and I was like, oh my God, I have to make sure that I make an announcement for that because, yes, that is something that is possible. I didn't know that I was doing that, but apparently I'm doing that. So, again, patreon.com/MileyAsshole podcast. If you want to get that exclusive episode every single Friday, as well as being able to send in your scenario to be featured on the Tuesday and Sunday episodes like these people did for today, definitely get on down in there. Start your 7-day free trial. Check it out. See if you like it and all that good stuff. And listen on Spotify. All right? So, audio listeners, thank you guys so much for all the support. You guys are awesome. Appreciate you guys so very much for downloading the episodes as well as rating 5 stars on where you guys listen. All the support helps, and all that support is absolutely free. All right. So if you want to help out even more on the free 99 side of things, go ahead and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, as well as subscribing on YouTube. All of it is free, and it helps out. The podcast a lot, man. I appreciate you so much. If you want to check out some dope streams that we have going on, definitely following us on TikTok, subscribing on YouTube, or following us on Twitch or Kick. Definitely get on down there. Check that out. We do stream every Friday, Sunday, and Monday. And we do a variety of different things, and we play a variety of different games, mainly scary games. But, we mostly just joke around and have fun out there. And it's cool, man. The streams are definitely cool. Definitely come out and check out the streams. We didn't have a stream last Friday because I was rebuilding my streaming computer. But now the streaming computer is rebuilt and it's all good, back up and running. That's why this monitor is back on. So we're chilling. We're doing our thing. We did have a good stream on Sunday and Monday. So, thank you for everybody who did come out. And, yeah, man. without further ado, let's get on into the scenarios. But yes, definitely that Patreon thing, definitely utilize that if you are a Patreon member and, listen to the episodes on Spotify. All right. Our first scenario is, am I overreacting? Hookup told me I'm shallow down there. What the fuck does that even mean? Okay. 23 male, hookup told me, 24 female, I'm shallow down there. What the fuck does that even mean? So a few weeks ago, I hooked up with this guy, and Oh, okay, so you're the girl. Okay, all right. So a few weeks ago, I hooked up with this guy, and in the middle of it, he randomly tells me I'm shallow down there. He followed it up with, not in a bad way, but like, how am I supposed to take that? It's been stuck in my head ever since, not because I think there's actually something wrong with me. Sex was fine. He clearly didn't have a problem finishing, but because the comment was so weird and unnecessary, like, sir, you got laid. Why are you giving Yelp reviews? Facts. So is it a thing where he looks at it like, oh, I couldn't fit like all my penis in you? Is that what's going on here? Because what it kind of tells me, all right, if I'm being straight with you, what it kind of tells me is that this dude, I think, was trying to like hype himself up a little bit and try to say he's got a big dick without saying he ain't got a big dick. You know what I mean? Like he's trying to like upsell his dick to you and be like, damn girl, man, oh, you're kind of shallow down there. Like, I couldn't fit it all in there. Like, man, I think that's what was going on, if I'm being straight with you, because to say something like that, for one, is kind of weird. And then two, it's like, why say it at all? Like, bro, come on, man. It's a thing where it's like, if you got a big dick, a girl can feel it, man. You don't have to add the commentary. She just knows. She just knows you got it like that. You know what I mean? It's swinging like that. If she don't comment or nothing on the size or whatever, odds are it ain't as good looking or as big as you think it is. You know what I mean? Let's just be straight here. You know what I mean? She's probably had some Chad Thundercock in her days, and you just don't measure up. It's kind of what it tells me. I ain't gonna lie to you. It tells me that she's kind of had better, and you was just alright, and then you tried to like upsell your penis and be like, yeah, damn girl, you kind of shallow down there, you know what I mean? Cause I couldn't fit it all in there, shit. Yeah, that's really what it was. I do think you're overreacting. You really shouldn't think about it too much. I mean, it was just a dude that you'll probably never see again, trying to upsell his penis, probably to try to get laid by you again, or to try to get around to. I don't know. Maybe you were giving him signals that you weren't really feeling it all that much, But being honest with you, maybe you were giving some signals of like, maybe you ain't really feeling it like that. Maybe you weren't really moaning as much as he was anticipating you to, that, because that's all I can think of, is that it was a thing where he felt like it wasn't, he didn't lay it down as well as he thought he did. And so then he was like, fuck, I got to say something to like upsell myself, But I don't know, bro. I wouldn't think about it too much, if I'm being honest with you. Yeah. He just didn't have it like that. Let's just be real. He didn't have it like that. All right, on to our next one. Am I the asshole? I really don't want to live with my fiance's kids. Oh. I'll start by saying I love her kids. And they are great, but I really wish their dad did more and wasn't just on us. Or it wasn't just on us. I'm 47. I've been married one time before and have no kids of my own. My fiance is 31 and has 2 kids who are 11 and 3 with her ex, who she remains close with. She is proud of their ability to co-parent, but he's very lazy and barely does anything with his younger daughter, who also pays no child support, which is another issue entirely. They moved in with me a few months ago. I knew it would change a little, but not as much as it did. The kids have completely taken over. The little one's toys are literally strewn all over every room in the house. She wakes up several times a night, and I'm forced to wake up with her. I deal with her tantrums. I do her drop-offs and pickups from daycare, which I hate. She's gotten sick so many times, foot and mouth, and just got over pink eye. Also, the just raised price. Okay. I spend more time with her than both her parents. Wait, what? I spend more time with her than both her parents. Okay. The older son is a bit of a brat. He's a good kid, but hits me with a lot of "you're not my dad" whenever I try to get him to do something. He stole my credit card and spent $600 on Roblox and Amazon. His mom did nothing. We had his birthday party a couple weeks ago after I got lice. I don't hate the kids, but I'm really frustrated by the situation. My fiance is kind of a lazy mom, and I'm seeing her in a new light. Everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. No, I'm just kidding. When we moved in together. Well, look, bro. I'm probably going to get called misogynistic for this or probably be hated for this. But if I'm being honest with you, bro, dating single moms, it's an L. Sorry. It's an L, bro. It's an absolute L dating a single mom. Because, for one, as a dude, you're expected to come in and be that father figure regardless. She can sit there all day and say all she wants of, "Oh, no, I'm not expecting you to, be there for my kids, and I'm not expecting you to take care of my kids and this and that, and blah, 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 blah." But she is saying that because she understands that in the beginning, sure, that's how it'll be. But once you guys get a lot more serious, that logic kind of goes out the window. And then that's when she starts to expect, a little more out of you, especially when you guys move in together, because then she kind of looks at it like, you should be the dad figure, the authoritarian and stuff. But these kids won't respect you as their actual dad, as the 11-year-old is proven. And it's a thing where it's just like, if you were to whoop the kids or hit them or anything or discipline them or anything, the mom would feel some type of way and get mad about it and be upset and be like, "Oh, what the heck? Why are you're too rough and you're too mean on my kids and blah, 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 blah. Like, these aren't your kids. You can't be doing this and that." And it's a thing where it's just like, you have authority you have responsibility with no authority. And responsibility with no authority is slavery. If I'm being honest with you, bro. And that's why dating a single mom is an L, man. It is an L. Absolute L. They come into your house, tearing shit up, doing all this shit that they want to do, and you're just kind of expected to just take it. She's not going to do anything about it because she looks at it like, "Oh, well, you should do something about it then. Oh, it's your house." Oh, and it just never works. It never works, man. It never works. I'm sorry. It's a thing where, if I'm being honest with you, this is a woman you shouldn't marry. You should get up out of this relationship immediately, because you're only going to continue to resent her kids more and more. And then you're going to start resenting her. And then you're going to start resenting the whole relationship. And then guess what? It's too late because you guys are married. And then now guess what? She's entitled to your shit, and she's going to want half of this and that to take care of her kids. And she's going to feel like, "Oh, you abandoned me and my kids." And like, bro, get out while you can, man. Get out while you can, because, again, as a single dude who doesn't have kids, marrying a single mom is just an absolute L. An absolute L. It really is. Because, again, you're going to be expected to take on that fatherly role, but it's going to be literally responsibility with no authority. You're responsible for these little fuckers, but you have no authority over them. You know what I mean? And it sucks, Because you're like, what the fuck? Now, if she is on board with, you spanking them and fucking disciplining them the way, a dad should, if I'm being really honest with you, then okay. We could kind of have a little conversation, but majority of the time, women are going to take the side of their kids. And a lot of times they're going to agree with the whole, yeah, you're not their dad. You shouldn't be hitting on them or spanking on them or, disciplining them the way so harshly and all this. And it's just like, no, they need this harsh discipline. They need to be, because the whole $600 thing, at that moment, I would have been like, bitch, get out of my house. I ain't going to lie to you. I would have been like, we're done. We are done. And the fact that she didn't do nothing about it, we are done. We have nothing else to talk about. We are done. $600 on Amazon and Roblox, nigga, get the fuck out of my house. We are done. And she ain't doing nothing about it? Oh, no. No. Because that is only a microcosm to the full picture of bullshit that you're going to have to deal with. Yeah, that's just a microcosm, bro. Think about it. No, thank you, man. Like I said, a lot of people are going to get mad at me, for saying that. And a lot of people are going to get upset. And, whoa. Nah, bro. Nah, she can go make it work with her baby daddy or some shit. Because, nah, man. Nah. And you seem like you're a successful guy. And you seem like you got your shit together. Don't tolerate that. Nope. These women are not worth it. I'm sorry. Sorry to say it, they're just not worth it, man. They're more headaches than they're worth. Oh, my goodness. All right, on to the next one. You guys let me know what you think about that one in the comments. I know you guys are going to have a lot to say about that. So, on to our next one. Wife cheated on me multiple times and still wants marriage.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
That's crazy, bro. She's like, yeah, I know I took all those other penises, but I still want to marry you, though. Wow. Okay, so, hey people, I have a few questions, but let me first tell you a tale. I, 30 male, currently living with my girlfriend, 34 female, and we have a daughter. She keeps asking me from time to time that when I will marry her, so the problem I have is she cheated on me twice. The first time I caught her was when I was on board seaman. Okay. Before, and she was dealing with sadness because she doesn't want me to be far away. And that time she broke up with me and I held on to our relationship. She still chats with me from time to time. Then when my contract ended and I came home, I noticed that she was cold on me. And as the days go by, I noticed that there was something wrong in our relationship. And when my father posted a picture of us, me holding her when we were on vacation and tagged my girlfriend, someone reacted an angry emoji. When I asked if he knows that guy, she said no. Until the days go by, I posted another picture of us on my Facebook. The same dude reacted another angry emoji, but still I didn't mind it much. So I guess that was the dude that she was seeing at the time. But the following day, that same dude who reacted an angry emoji sent a picture to my dad. That's when it hit me like a train. That dude sent my father multiple pictures of him and my girlfriend on the bed kissing and cuddling. I asked my girlfriend if they fucked and she admits, but she tells me that it was my fault that I came home to the point, mind you, I was away from her because I wanted to have a beautiful life. From that point on, I gave her another chance. Then I left my job as a seaman to find another job. Golly, man. There's so many grammatical errors I'm trying to correct as I read. Job as a salesman. The second time she cheated on me was during my second year on my current job, and that same symptoms of her being cold on me was reoccurring, but this time I caught her personality. Usually I don't check her phone, but one time I misplaced my phone inside our house and I got the idea to use her phone to call my number so that I could hear where I had misplaced my phone. But when I unlocked her phone, she had a conversation with a guy on her Messenger and they called each other babe and baby. I was furious and angry, and I was the one that told her that we are done. But days after, she begged me to come back, and because I still loved her, I forgave her again. And now we are living together, and she asks me when I'll pop the question. Now my question is it worth it to be with her, to marry her, to love her? No doubt. Some say I am a martyr because she cheated on me twice and just moved on. Some say maybe I didn't provide her needs. Hell, when I was on board, she had all that she needs. At first, it was smooth sailing because I had to apply for agencies and companies, but when I got my job, it was fantastic. My second job is now also good paying. I bought her a new phone, provided the needs of my family, etc. So what would be the conclusion? I love her, but sometimes when she asks me when will I marry her, I just have the urge to say something bad, but I just hold myself back because I don't want to hurt her feelings. Dude, you are probably the stupidest man on planet Earth. I ain't gonna lie to you. After the first time her cheating, I would have been like, bro, peace. And which you did, you left, which was good, but then you let her fucking cry and, oh, I want you back. And no, bruh, no. You should have told her, hey, kick rocks. Kick rocks. You wanted to do all this bullshit. You wanted to cheat on me and do all this stuff. Cool, bro. Cool. But I'm not going to sit here and tolerate it. I'm not going to sit here and get back with somebody who clearly doesn't love me as much as they say that they do. Like, no, man. And you marrying this girl would be suicide financially, bro. Suicide financially. And you want to know why? Is because she would have every incentive under the sun to divorce you, get child support, and try to get some kind of alimony out of you. Oh my God, bro. I can already see it. And I think any dude with 2 eyes and ears could see and hear that that's where this relationship is going, and that's why she wants to marry you. Like, come on, man, bruh. You need to just end this relationship right now, co-parent for your daughter, and find somebody better. Find somebody who is actually going to be able to love you and understand the sacrifices that you're making to have a better life for you guys, because that's exactly what you were doing. You were making sacrifices to go be a seaman and to make good money so that way you could come back and your family was taken care of. If she can't handle those kind of sacrifices and she has to go get some other dude to fill in, for that loneliness or whatever, bro, she's not worth it. She's not worth it. And so that's what tells me that you need to just be like, look, you don't love me. These past two situations where you cheated on me has proven to me that you're not worth marrying. The simple fact that, you acted cold and all this, it goes to show me that, like, bro, I'm telling you, man, this is just going to be such a losing battle. Oh, she is not. And you already feel it. You already feel that she's not worthy of marriage. You already are feeling that. My thing is when you're with a girl, right? And you as a man, if marriage gets brought up and that doesn't excite you, or that doesn't make you kind of think about the future in a happy, longing way, if you're looking at marriage with a woman and you're just like, oh, that just sounds exhausting. Oh, I couldn't even think about being married with this girl. You shouldn't even be in that relationship because you're wasting both of your time. You're wasting your own time, and you're wasting hers, if I'm being straight with you. I don't care how much she loves you or you pretend to love her, because let's be honest, man, you pretending to love this bitch. I ain't gonna cap to you, bro. You are pretending to love this woman, because what is there to love about her? I'm gonna be one undopey. What is there to love about her? I ain't gonna lie, because from what I read, there was nothing. There was absolutely nothing to love about this girl. The fact that she couldn't stay loyal to you while you were out there busting your ass and sacrificing to make money for her, already tells me that she don't love you. The fact that you quit that job, then went and got another job, but while y'all was in between jobs, she sat there and was just like, oh no, we shouldn't be together. And then you get a job and all of a sudden she wants you back. Squeeze me? Nah, bro. Nah, man. I'm telling you, you're already feeling this. You need to just break up with her, co-parent for your daughter, and find somebody better. And let her hop on the cock carousel and live her life, bro. You know what I mean? Because this relationship is just it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. Nothing's going to happen out of this relationship. You're already putting far too much into this relationship. You know what I mean? You're putting far too much that you shouldn't have even been putting in. You know, and that's why I said you're stupid and you're retarded, because you're sitting in this relationship that you even know you're not happy in. You even know that. That's why when marriage gets brought up, you're like, oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, come on, man. You already know what you need to do. I think it's a thing where the pussy is convenient, and that's what you're enjoying, and that's what you're happy with. You're like, ooh, yeah, you know, I get that coochie, and, you know, yeah, it's just nice. It's quick access to some coochie, and that's what it comes down to. I think that's why you're still there. But you guys let me know what you think about it in the comments, because that's just crazy, man. That is a crazy story. All right, am I the asshole for telling my husband his face smells like a baby's butt?
What?
Okay. All right. Okay, so I see how the title might sound a little incriminating. Let me explain. Me, 25 female, husband 30 male, have been using shaving foam for quite a while. That seems to not agree with his skin, pH. While shaving, it smells normal. Well, kinda as bad as most male marketing products do, but the dried down is bad. Somehow it smells like the bottom of a baby, base notes of baby cream, and top notes of discomfort. Weirdly, lacetonic as well, okay? I worked with toddlers. That's where my reference point lies. And before you ask, that doesn't happen with other products. He's super well groomed and hygienic, and his own smell is very pleasant. Anyhow, he shaves every 2 to 3 days since his facial hair growth is relatively slow and usually in the morning before work, so I didn't notice much, if at all. When he shaved on the weekends, I usually didn't want to point it out since I only smelled it once I got close. Now we were sitting together and I casually mentioned it, and he totally freaked. He totally freaked, looking to buy a new one and flabbergasted as to why I never brought this up before. Plus, we recently went shopping in a pharmacy restock all our products, and he's pissed I didn't bring it up there. To be honest, I kind of forgot, but also that would be an odd convo to have in a store, right? He seems pretty upset and doesn't want to get close. Am I the asshole here? Yeah, because you could have, like he said, you could have told him about it a little sooner, just so that way he would know. You know what I mean? Like, you could have told him a little sooner, and that way he would know about it. And then, you know, he is a little self-conscious about it now because of the simple fact that, like, if I shaved and then my girl told me, oh, you know, your face stinks or your face smells like a baby's butt, I wouldn't want to get close to you, because I would just be like, I'd be conscious if you're smelling baby butt. You know what I mean? Like, I want you to smell like my manly smell or my cologne or something, not baby butt on my face. You know what I mean? I want to be able to lean in and kiss you and it'd be pleasant, not you kissing what smells like baby butt. You know what I mean? Like, I would be self-conscious too. That's the only reason why I say the asshole, is because I'm like, bro, you could have told me sooner and I'd have been able to fix this shit. But now you got me walking around smelling like baby ass. You know, I'm just saying, bro. I'd be so self-conscious. I'd be like, damn. I mean, I don't think he's mad at you, and you probably know that, but I guarantee you he's very, very self-conscious about it. He's very self-conscious to the point where he's like, bruh, you could have told me that my face is smelling like baby ass. Like, come on, man. You could have told me in the store. Like, then I would have been like, oh, this stuff makes my face smell like baby ass? Well, maybe I won't buy it. You know what I mean? It would save me $24.99 or however much it cost. You know what I mean? Like, goodness gracious, man. Hey. Oh, that's some crazy shit. I do think you're the asshole. I ain't gonna lie to you. Tell your man his face smells like baby butt. You know what I mean? Goddamn. All right, let's get on into this one. Am I the asshole for not tipping? Girlfriend and I went out to eat at a modern brewery / eatery. Mind you, there was no hostess, so it's a seat yourself style place. And no server or waiter / waitress. Ordered through the QR code given to order a beer, cocktail, appetizers, as well as 2 entrees for the whopping $20.25 pricing of $78. God damn, bro. God damn. Woo! It is expensive out in the big 25. The food and drinks were brought to us by one of the limited staff, and when we went to pay, the minimum tip option was 22%. God damn. I felt this was outrageous due to the restaurant having very few staffing and absolutely no dining experience, and decided not to tip. Am I the asshole? Fuck no. Fuck no. I am the type of person who, like, okay, say I go to like a restaurant experience. I go to like a Chili's, or I go to BJ's, Olive Garden, it's just any of those kind of places, okay? And I have a server, and they're bringing me things, you know, they're bringing me extra napkins, they're bringing me my drink, they're bringing me my food, they're taking my order, all that stuff. I have no problem tipping. I will tip all day. All day. Why? Because for one, I know that this person who is my waiter or waitress, they live off tips, for one. And for two, they're doing their job and they're doing the best they can. And I appreciate that. But if I have to order, if I walk up to a counter, right, and I order my food like that, and then I go sit down and then they bring it to me, I'm not tipping. The fuck are we talking about? You're just doing your job. If I have to order through a QR code and then they bring our food later, again, I'm not tipping, because what have you done? You know what I mean? You haven't done anything to deserve that tip. Like, I'm not going to just tip you for doing your job. You know what I mean? Because again, when it comes to the waiter and waitress, they're going above and beyond because they want to tip. So that, you know, they notice your drink is low, they're going to fill it. They're bringing you extra napkins. You know what I mean? They're doing all this stuff. They're bringing your food promptly. They're doing things to make sure that you are taken care of. But with me ordering through a QR code, they're just going to bring me my food. I'm never going to see them again until I yell at them, "Hey, yo, Paco!" You know what I mean? Like, they're never going to come over and check on me. "Hey, how is everything? Is everything good?" They're never going to do that. They're going to bring my food and then they're going to leave me alone. So again, I'm with that simple fact of like, yes, I'm not tipping you. The fuck are we talking about here? I'm not tipping you. So, and I don't think you're an asshole at all, bro. I don't think so at all. That's some bullshit right there. You guys let me know what you think about it in the comments, though. All right, it's going to be our last one for this Tuesday episode. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's episode. Love you guys. Appreciate you so much if you got this far in the episode. Again, patreon.com/MyLastPodcast. Get on in there. Start your 7-day free trial. And if you like it, go ahead and pledge that $3 a month. Get full access to all the 100 hours of content over there. You can also listen to on Spotify, which is amazing. All right, so let's get on into it. Am I the asshole for wanting to divorce my husband over our sex life and disrespect? All right. My husband and I have been together for 7 years, married for 3. Our intimacy has been a major problem for a long time. The core issue is that sex feels incredibly one-sided. He gets what he needs and then just completely stops, leaving me feeling like an afterthought. It's like my pleasure is an optional extra that he forgets about. I've tried everything to fix this. I've had gentle talks and more serious, direct conversations. I've sent him articles and podcasts about female pleasure and intimacy every time he promises he'll do better, and that he understands how important this is to me, but nothing ever changes. The other night, after he finished and rolled over, I was so hurt and upset that I just turned away and went to sleep. He'll start to almost pretend to pleasure me, and then he's ready to go in after a few rubs. He doesn't want me to have toys, so I've tried to respect him on that and even use it and or used it in argument saying things like, if you don't start pleasing me, I'm going to get toys. And he promises he will, but then he doesn't. And now my mind is starting to wander about affairs, divorce, and everything. I just can't stop thinking about actually being happy. But this isn't just about sex. It's about the lack of respect and emotional connection that has affected our whole relationship. He comes home from work every day with a bad attitude, and his grumpiness turns into anger directed at me. Nothing I do is right. It's either too hot or too cold in the house, and I get yelled at because I either shouldn't have the air on or I should have the air on. But regardless, I need to know when to turn it on or not. He'll get mad about things. Hold on. He'll get mad about lights being on, accusing me of wasting electricity, or he'll get mad if there's laundry on the couch. I have a job too. I work from home and I'm doing the best I can. Some days he won't even tell me what's wrong. He just gives me the silent treatment and I'm left to walk on eggshells. I love him, but sometimes I dread knowing he's on the way home and I'm running around the house trying to fix little random things that shouldn't have to be fixed so he doesn't blow a fuse. We live like roommates and I feel emotionally drained all the time. Well, you should have been in the thread because this is pretty much, how do you know that when did you find out your partner was toxic? Like, you're kind of in it, if I'm being honest with you. You know, it's one of those things where this is the exact reason. This is the type of shit right here of why I am an advocate of sex on the first date. All right, this shit right here is the reason I'm an advocate of that, because there are so many people, right, who they wait to find out if they're sexually compatible with the person that they're talking to because they don't want to be a slut, or they don't want to seem too easy, or they don't want to be this, that, whatever the case may be. And then they get later on in a relationship and, you know, emotions are high and they're like, oh my God, I love you. And so then they give you some half-ass penis and you're just like, oh, it's cool. It'll get better later down the road. And then it never gets better. Never gets better. Bro, I be telling you women all the time, like, once there is something that's going on about a guy that you don't like, say he's lazy, or, you know, he doesn't do this or he doesn't do that, or whatever the case may be, you're never changing that guy and he's always going to be that way. Sure, you bring it up to him, he'll change for a week, a month, maybe a few months, but he's going right back to his bullshit. And again, like I said, I guarantee you their relationship started and they waited maybe 3-4 months, maybe. Let's say 3 months. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. They waited 3 months. You know, they've been going on some dates and having a good time. She's like, oh my God, I love him. He's so perfect. Then they decided to have sex. He gave some half-ass wiener and she was just like, oh, you know, it'll get better. It wasn't all that great, but it'll get better. Then later on down the road, you know, she's like, it's fine. You know what I mean? I love him. I care about him. He does all this other good stuff. So, you know, sex is fine. Then it gets to a point where, you know, now they're in this part of their relationship where sex and intimacy is pretty much a big component of their relationship, and he's still just dishing out half-ass wiener just over and over again. He's just dishing out that 99-cent wiener, man. You know, that 99-cent store wiener. It's just trash, and it never got better. And now look at you. You're thinking about, damn, I wonder if Dave from accounting, you know, lays down pipe like that. You know what I mean? He's a good looking dude. He's successful. I wonder if he's got that dick on him. Now you're thinking about these kind of things. Why? And look, I'm not saying you had to have sex in the first date. I am an advocate for that, but I'm not saying you have to. It's just good to get that sexual compatibility out of the way early, because if you get to a point where you're so emotionally invested, you are gonna be Ray Charles to the half-ass penis that some of these dudes are handing out. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. That's what's gonna happen to you. I'm just saying, you're gonna be blind to the half-ass penis that these dudes are handing out. And then when you get to this point in the marriage, like I said, you're going to be like, damn, I wonder if Dave over there is slinging meat. I wonder if he would, rub my clit the right way. You know what I mean? I wonder if he would grab and pull my nipples. Like, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, you got to get that sexual compatibility out of the way, man. Because I'll be damned. I'll be damned if I get with a girl and we don't have sexual compatibility. If we don't have sexual compatibility, there is no relationship for me. I ain't gonna lie to you, I will cut that relationship right then and there. If you're a fucking pillow princess and you ain't out here, trying to get it, I ain't about it. You know what I mean? I'm not about it. I'm just saying, man. Sexual compatibility is a big thing. And if you ain't got it, it ain't gonna ever get better. And if your man is out there slinging some 99-cent store meat, I'm telling you, it ain't gonna get better. It's not. It is not going to get better. And adding toys and adding all the freaky kink shit ain't going to help either. It's just not. All right? But that's going to go ahead and be today's episode. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Let me know what you think about all the scenarios that we've gone over today, as well as the thread. Love you guys so much. I am very tired, and I'll see you guys on Thursday for King of Wrath. And that'll be that. I love you guys so much. I will see you on Thursday, and peace.